Something just shifted in the Kansas City housing market, and most people haven't caught on yet. For the first time in years, buyers in this metro actually have choices. Inventory hit 2.2 months of supply heading into 2026. Homes are sitting longer than they have in years, and nearly half of sellers are having to cut their price. The entire playbook has changed, and if you're buying or selling right now, you need to understand what that means for you. So let me take you back for a second, because to understand where we are, you have to remember where we were. When COVID hit in 2020, Kansas City's housing market went absolutely sideways, in the best and worst way, depending on which side of the table you were on. So stay-at-home orders led to a dramatic drop in new listings, creating an inventory shortage that nobody saw coming. That scarcity of homes combined with record low mortgage rates sent prices surging, contrary to everything experts expected at the start of a pandemic. The Federal Reserve dropped rates to stimulate the economy, and buyers locked in at 2% and 3% on 30-year mortgages, and that combination created a frenzy. I was in it. I watched buyers waiving inspections, overbidding, writing offer after offer, just trying to get something, anything under contract. Open houses had lines out the door. Homes went pending in less than 48 hours. It was chaos. Kansas City buyers faced bidding wars and intense competition through 2021 and into 2022, and then rates jumped to 6, 7, even touching 8%, and everything slammed the brakes. People who locked in at 2.5% had no desire to sell and take on a 7% mortgage. That lock-in effect kept homeowners stuck in place and kept inventory historically tight. But now, that's starting to thaw, and that's where things get really interesting. Here's what the data is actually telling us right now in Kansas City. Inventory grew 2.8% to 6,900 units heading into 2026, and homes averaged 42 days on market in 2025, a 5% increase from the year before. That doesn't sound dramatic, but when you've been living through a market where good homes were gone in a weekend, 42 days feels like a completely different reality. In late 2025, nearly 45% of Kansas City metro home sellers cut their asking prices as inventory climbed and buyer activity slowed. Let that sink in. Nearly half of sellers had to reduce. That is a market that has fundamentally shifted from where it was 2 years ago. But here's the nuance that matters, and this is where I see people get it wrong. This isn't Kansas City is slow. It's this specific neighborhood on this specific block with this type of home. Johnson County is still moving at 37 days on market average, with 62% of homes going under contract within the first 30 days. And Brookside has barely over 1 month of supply. The best homes in the best areas are still selling fast. The stuff that's sitting, it's sitting because it's overpriced or just not prepared. So, what does this mean if you're a buyer right now? First, stop waiting for a crash. It's not coming here. Kansas City was the biggest winner in the country for home price appreciation from February 2025 to February 2026, up 8.6%. While markets in Florida and Texas are correcting, KC is actually gaining ground. Prices aren't crashing, they're just growing at a sustainable pace instead of an insane one. What you do have right now is something buyers haven't had in years: leverage. You can negotiate, you can ask for repairs, you can actually think before you write an offer. If you're buying in early 2026, this is probably the most balanced market we've seen in a while. So my advice, buy the best location you can afford, even if it means buying a little smaller. The homes that hold value when things slow down and appreciate fastest when things heat back up are always in the strongest neighborhoods. Think established areas with great schools, walkability, access to major employers. Brookside, Prairie Village, Lee Summit, Liberty, Parkville. Don't stretch your budget chasing square footage in an area that's going to compete with builders for the next decade. And here's a real play right now that most buyers are sleeping on. Builders are offering real incentives to move inventory. Flex cash toward closing costs, rate buydowns and upgrades in some of the outer suburbs. Builders build to sell, not to sit. So when things slow down, they get creative. That is a real opportunity if you're open to new construction. Okay, sellers, this part is where it gets real, and I'm going to be straight with you the way I am with every client who sits across from me. Nearly 45% of Kansas City metro sellers cut their asking price in late 2025. Nearly half. And here's what those sellers have in common. They all thought their home was worth more than the market said it was. Some of them had an agent who just agreed with whatever number they wanted to hear, and that decision cost them money. Real money. The difference between pricing a home at $345,000 versus $355,000 in the current KC environment is not just $10,000. It's the difference between 8 showings or 2, multiple offers or none. Homes priced within 2% of market value sell in an average of 18 days. Home priced 5% over take 45 plus days and require a price reduction that ends up costing more than the original gap. That price reduction doesn't just cost you the difference. It signals to every buyer in the market that something is wrong with your house. Why has it been sitting? What did the inspection find? What are they hiding? Even if the answer is nothing, it was just overpriced, you've already lost the psychological game with buyers. They come in low after a price cut. Always. The sellers who win in this market price it right on day one and show up ready. That means fresh paint, clean carpet, good photos, the stuff that makes your home look like a listing buyers want to click on at 10 p.m. when they're just scrolling through Zillow. Even in this shifting market, sellers in KC received 97.4% of their original list price throughout 2025. But that's the sellers who priced correctly, not the ones who chased a number and had to reduce. So, one more thing sellers need to hear. Stop spending money on the wrong stuff. I talk to clients all the time who drop $30,000 on a kitchen remodel before listing, expecting to get it back. Kitchen remodels don't return dollar for dollar. Fresh paint and new carpet, those return at 100% or better because your home photographs better, shows better, and buyers feel like they can move right in. Talk to someone who's actually active in the market before you spend a dime on renovations. KC finished 2025 with a median sales price of $320,711, which is up 5.2% year over year. Start up 5.2% year over year. 37,505 homes sold, up nearly 3%. Sellers still receive 97.4% of list price on average. This is not a broken market, it's a normalized market, and there's a big difference. More than 11,000 people moved to Kansas City Metro last year alone, and the Metro grew by over 75,000 people from 2020 to 2025. The demand isn't going anywhere. The fundamentals are strong. What's changed is that you actually have to be strategic now, as a buyer and as a seller. The market isn't what it was in 2021. The people who adapt to that and work with current data are going to make smart decisions. The people holding on to 2021 thinking they're going to overpay or underprice. The market isn't what it was in 2021. The people who adapt to that and work with current data are going to make smart decisions. If you're trying to figure out what this shift means for your specific situation, whether you're buying, selling, or just starting to think about your next move in KC, that's exactly what I do every single day. My info is right below. Let's have a real conversation about your numbers, your neighborhood, and your plan. And if you want to keep learning, I've got more videos right here that break down what's happening neighborhood by neighborhood across the metro. I'll see you there.